All right, my friends, welcome to Breakfast with Sergio. In today's episode, I'm having a conversation with Kee Chan. He is a creative entrepreneur, and we're going to have a great talk today. Well, my friends, welcome back to Breakfast with Sergio. I'm here at Juisy, which is located in the first floor of the Jovial Center in Bridgeport here in Chicago. And I always stop here when I come and have to do some work. They have juices, which are made right here fresh with fresh fruit. And Kee, you are one of the minds behind Juisy as well. But you are more than that. You are a chef, well known. You are an entrepreneur. You are a designer. You are many things. And since I met you, which has been a few years now, I'm always surprised how much is in your mind of always working and thinking about the next project, the next thing. You are a very creative individual. So I would like to share here with our friends at Breakfast with Sergio a little bit about the inside of how do you keep that flow, going in your mind as a creative person and also as a business person, right? Because I think both of those things work really well for you. There are already creatives out there, but are really bad at business and vice versa, right? So I think you have a really nice balance between the two. So first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, Kee.
Yeah, I'm grew up in Boston and went to interior design school, work in medicals university for part-time doing accounting.
Really?
So that's what I
You did accounting. I didn't know that.
accounting. But numbers, never something that I'm interested about. More likely, interior design is something I love to always been in when I was a kid. And then to pay all of that, I got to work. I got to work at the Suntory restaurant in Boston.
Okay.
It's one of the biggest Japanese whiskey right now in Japan. And,
Okay.
They did. I don't know if you watched the movie Lost in Translation.
Yes, of course.
And that's the company that I worked for
Okay.
many years. So trainings of that, and when I developed my culinary skill is from work inside there and work with the chef. And the first thing he told me, he said like, "Hey," I said, "Sushi doesn't smell good or anything like that at all. So not fascinate you when you look at it." But he said, Japanese culture is eat with your eyes.
Okay.
And it basically the sushi is like dark, light, dark, light, dark, light in terms of color. So
Okay.
it worked quite well with what I learned in school in
Yeah.
interior design.
Okay.
And I pick it up from that and just slowly inspiration and build my interesting on that.
But then, how about your design career, the business that you built around that as well? And then
Yes.
how did you ended up also working in restaurants and
It's two time when you're growing up, so you develop what interesting you. It's like most of the time, like everybody else, we don't know what we want, and then at two time you slowly appreciate life, and basically most of the time you're going to look at it as like, what you feel the happiness the most when you're doing something that actually you happy to do.
right?
And if you treat business like a business, then something you have to do, then you lost the interest in of daily or anytime you're doing. So I choose to be an entrepreneurship, do what I like, and keep on creating.
Right.
Because thinking, like when we thinking, it's like we have a brand to think all the time. So I think when we stop thinking, that's bad for ourselves. And how do we motivate ourselves? It's like, it's always the solution for something.
Right.
We live in the past. We take all the past that we actually learned from all that experience, bring it to the present that we're living in, and prepare to walk into the future.
To the future, right?
So basically, I like the term you're always saying that also is a next level.
Right.
We also have our statement in that things all the time. It's like meet in the next level. That meet in the next level is also a key concept. The whole philosophy behind that. Yeah.
So, since we're talking about some of that philosophy, when you start a new business, whether it's a restaurant or like, place like this you see, or a design that you're working on with a client, what are maybe like some of the top 3 things that for you are very important in that process?
The most important thing is, as an artist, I always love to be able to, on top of things, basically in the business world, there's two words you look at as the red ocean and the blue ocean.
Right.
The red ocean is everyone is already in there, and they're doing a business.
Right.
And all the time, and you don't want to repeating something over because when you do that, there's no creativity in there.
Right.
So I love the idea of the blue ocean. So we got coming up, we study everything around what is need. Analyzing, research and development is the most important thing before the new concept actually go out there. High risk, but it also is high return when you build it correctly. Because I don't believe any concept is bad. It just concept need time and sacrifice and nurturing.
Okay.
All of that to make one thing success.
Very exciting. So tell us a little about Juisy, which is where we're at. What are you drinking, by the way?
That's just make me the watermelon.
Oh, okay. I have the passion, which is great, fabulous, and every time I come, I try a different one.
Okay, that's
so
good.
Tell us a little about Juisy, how this concept came about.
Juisy comes about is as a chef, like most of the time we going after something complicated. And fruit is something that I never seen that any chef actually pay attention, or even myself that pay attention to fruit. What the benefit of fruit, right? What is the most simplest thing to develop or even learn about it? Or we thinking we know about fruit, but actually we don't. Actually we don't. And I think it got to do with when I worked for Suntory restaurant. Everything's about their philosophy is simple, and you try to do everything the best and focus on that, and will you put it out. And timing it shouldn't be an issue when you look at that thing. So fruit is the same thing. When we talk about fruit, it's like, and then I start study. It's about fruit is actually benefit us the most.
Right.
To get all the nutrition, mineral in our body that we basically doesn't have to worry about breaking all the meat out from our body when we're eating it. So that's why drinking juice is always a lot more healthy than just eating a thing. We've been working with the idea of what if we do twice a week that having a full beautiful juice and skip our lunch and then having the early dinner.
The benefits of that.
Right. The benefit of that is like our body, just like we and tear like a machine. We don't have to break things down anymore. So we just drink it in, and then we everything just go out.
Right.
So and then the word juicy is fascinating because the more we think about it, it's like also when we think of this, the brand is also very important, right? So
which I know something I've looked at, how you always are very careful with your brands, how you manage the brand, how you bring it out into the world.
Right. Yeah. I think that also is part of it. It's like when we did with the Juicy brand too, a lot of people in a different mindset that they're always looking at like why the logo is like this and all of that. It's like why you don't using a different font, blah blah blah, and why do I put the Juicy upside down on the ceiling? All that question is constantly going to my eyes, and then I'm like, it is how we present ourselves, right? There's no right or wrong. It's eye catching, but the impact that whatever we try to do, and the impact is more important. Than what is right or wrong.
Right.
Most of the time people thinking it's like a certain way of doing this one's a lot of my intern perhaps coming over here and it's like, oh, this is not what we learned from school.
Right.
And I always tell them,
we learn from school.
Exactly. And that's always I told them is that whatever you learn from school, it actually is the past.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm facing right now is the present.
Different. Yeah. For our friends who, maybe in Chicago want to stop by at a Juisy, there are two locations right now.
Yes.
Can you tell
one in
where they're
Chinatown. It's 2157 South China Place in Chinatown Square.
Okay.
On the second floor of Sing Ave Restaurant.
Awesome.
Beautiful food down there. You can order the food from the restaurant and you can eat upstairs.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And then also here at the JBR Center on the first floor. So if you come and see the shows, for their Fridays, you're always open as well.
Yes.
And what are the hours here at Bridgeport?
We do 11 to 5. And then whenever we do an event, people welcome to do event here.
Okay.
And the space is actually open for anyone coming in want to do the event. Just event, CBD and stuff.
Exactly. And you can find them online at?
Yes. Online at Juisy, JUISY .online.
.online. And also on Instagram, which I'll put a link right here, which is Juisy
CBD Lounge right here for this location.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Kee. Always happy to see you.